If we go a little bit deeper into that concept of early, middle, and late stage fatigability and biomarker metabolic stress responses, we start to say, well, why is it that patient A may go from feeling healthy to totally crashed in 3 weeks after stress, and patient B may go from feeling pretty good to, man, I've been under severe stress for 10 years and I'm still able to work and I'm still getting through what I need to do. I just wish I felt better as a whole.
I'm Dr. Scott Therrell, and this is my practice, Functional Restoration. I became a chiropractor 20 years ago to focus on complex cases specializing in neurology. Subscribe and welcome.
Why does somebody crash fast and somebody else crashes slow? And this gets a little more detailed, and some of the basic general ideas behind this are genetics as well as lifestyle. So if I give you patient A, again, who only eats ice cream and pizza and pro-inflammatory foods and high carbohydrates and poor fats, right? They're probably going to go through early, middle, and late stage stress responses faster because their immune system and their inflammatory system isn't being fueled with the proper diet. And I think we would all agree that that is a big hurdle to get over. But what about somebody else who's already cleaned up their diet and their gut, and they're still running on fumes? Well, maybe that has to do with their genetics. We have genetics that are involved called methylation, and methylation genetics are involved in how we make our monoamine neurotransmitters, which are serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. So if you're a suboptimal methylator, you might have a couple of things working against you. Genetically, you may be prone to more inflammation. You may not necessarily be as easy or healthy of a detoxifier in general, and you may not make neurotransmitters as easy as the next person who is a better methylator. Now that's the methylation side. That's how we make neurotransmitters. What about how we break them down? This gets into two different neurotransmitter enzyme systems called COMT and MAO. And there are medications called MAO inhibitors, monoamine oxidase inhibitors, which aren't used very often, but they are used occasionally for mood challenges, severe mood challenges. Genetically, if you are somebody whose enzyme systems degrade neurotransmitters quickly, you are going to make neurotransmitters at a certain rate based on your methylation, right, genetics, and then you're going to degrade them and eat them up at a certain rate based on your COMT and MAO enzyme genetics. So you might progress early, middle, and late stage quicker if your genetics are stacked against you. And those people may need supplementation for a much longer period of time, maybe the rest of their life, to feel the very best that they can. So if there are patients who don't respond to various neurotransmitter and hormone therapies, and they're already doing a really good job with their diet and their lifestyle, and they're doing everything they're supposed to from a biomechanic perspective, then I think it's worth looking at some of those functional genetic markers to get a little bit deeper dive on it. But for the rest of us, most of us will respond to a certain extent to lifestyle. Most of us will respond to hands-on therapies and different types of manual-based therapies to feel better from a chronic pain perspective. And then the question is, do you need something a little bit more to help refuel your fuel tanks up from a metabolic perspective with hormones and neurotransmitters, because the chronic stress over the course of years has just depleted your fuel tanks?